Hi guys, great to be here with you today. I felt that during this time we can start to have questions and question loads of different things. Question people, ourselves and even our faith. For the next few videos I want to look at some of the big questions and the statements with inspiration from the book Stepping Stones. Questions and statements that we ourselves can face with our faith and that other people can ask us about it when it comes to our faith. And before we start, I just want to say that I don't have all the answers, but hopefully just some ideas that might help. And to start off with, I want to look at the statement or question of, I don't believe the Bible. We might find ourselves in a position where we know what to say in a certain situation to someone, and we have Bible verses to back ourselves up. But when someone tells us they don't believe in the Bible, we could think that our evidence just won't help them. Or maybe you think yourself that the Bible was written a long time ago, and does it even add up? Isn't it just a load of random writings that just don't make any sense? Well, today I want to look at that. The first thing is that if someone said that my phone didn't work, how do you think I'll show them that it does? Would I go to find the manual and talk about how good the battery life is, or go to the manufacturer and talk about all the mechanisms that make the phone work? Of course I wouldn't. If someone said that my phone didn't work, I would use my phone, turn it on and show you that it did work. In the same way, if someone says I don't believe the Bible, then actually using the Bible, opening it up, will help show them that it is believable. When it comes to the Bible, I know this is a bit of a spoiler, but the central message is Jesus Christ. The Bible is like a stick of rock that you get from the seaside. Whenever you bite into it, it will say where it's from. Same with the Bible. Wherever you open it, it will say or reference and talk about Jesus Christ. The central message of the Bible is basically Jesus Christ. So saying that you don't believe the Bible, it's as if you're saying you don't believe in Jesus. First up, looking at the authenticity of the Bible. The Bible was written over a period of 1,600 years by 40 separate authors ranging from kings to fishermen, in places extending from Italy to Iran. Jesus is the Messiah that people are waiting for when he first appears in the New Testament. And the New Testament was put together just a couple of hundred years after the events happened. Now, a couple of hundred years is a long time, and how does that prove anything? Well, if you look at other famous books of history, like Caesar's Gallic Wars or Livy's famous History of Rome, books that are studied in schools and universities, these were put together around 1,000 years after the events actually happened, and we actually only have like 20 copies of each of them. When it comes to the New Testament, a couple of hundred years is nowhere near as long, and we don't just have 20 copies. We have 5,000 copies in Greek, 10,000 in Latin, and over 9,000 others in different languages. So there's a crazy amount of copies for the New Testament, all written a lot closer to the time than anything else that we take as fact. The New Testament was written by a lot of eyewitnesses, people that were there during Jesus' ministry. Luke, who was a doctor, he writes in Luke 1:1-4 that he has loads of eyewitnesses' accounts that he'd be putting together to create his book. And in John 19:35, saying that the testimonies of the people are all true. The disciples wrote about Jesus. They were all Jews, as was Jesus, and to make things up about God would not have come into their mindset at all. For thousands of years, Jews would have rather died than to bow to anyone but God. The Bible was handwritten over and over again by monks in the absence of photocopiers, and if they got a little bit wrong, anything slightly wrong, they'd have to start all over again. And there's good evidence to support the Bible outside of the Bible. People like Josephus, a Jew and a friend of the emperor at the time, recorded the facts about Jesus' life when he wrote his book, History of the Jews, in 90 AD. And Thallus, a non-Christian writing in 52 AD, mentioned the darkness over all the earth at the time of the crucifixion, which was seen in Rome, as well as loads more. So when it comes to the statement, I don't believe the Bible, I hope that this video has kind of helped to know that the Bible is true, it is reliable, and all that it says about Jesus is true. And that just leaves one more question. What are we going to do about that? And I think that the only answer to that is to accept Jesus into your lives as your Lord and Saviour, ask Him for forgiveness, and to start living for Him.